Hello and welcome back. This is episode 1, the first official episode of A Day in the Life. If you haven't seen the preview, you will not know the background, so please see that video on my channel, the preview for A Day in the Life. We're getting ready to start the episode. I hope you guys enjoy this. I don't know how long the series is going to last, but when you watch this episode, you will understand it's going to get pretty intense. So, stay tuned, here it comes, and if you have any comments or suggestions for the future episodes, please let me know. I would be glad to hear them. Thanks a lot, guys, and here we go. Emily had thrown herself into her work so much and was starting to ignore her babies when Philip was home. Between shifts at the hospital, he was taking care of the babies all by himself. Putting them to bed, baths, feedings, plus work was starting to wear him down. He was becoming tired and angry, while Emily was still spending money more than ever. He was at a point when he was about to give up, and his once promising life now seemed pointless and less exciting. They began arguing again. She wanted a nanny, and on top of the spending she was already doing, Philip said no. Emily became furious and said she missed her old life, full of excitement, her lost beauty career, and expensive treats she was used to getting. He missed the simplicity of his old life, which was work, dates, and financial security. Deciding she needed a break, she changed her clothes and hair, planning to call an old friend for coffee. As she finished up, her plan changed from old friend to old flame. She was tired of Philip and the frugal life he was forcing her to live. After all, she didn't marry a surgeon for nothing. So she put in her best effort into looking gorgeous, and then and there decided to call Ryan. Ryan was delighted to hear from Emily. After all, she had left him as soon as Philip showed any interest in her. She chose Philip thinking his promising career would afford her the lifestyle she loved, far easier than Ryan ever could, but Ryan had become a true success. Philip left to pick up some of the files at the hospital he had left, but Emily thought he had left for a full work shift. He gathered his things and started back home. Meanwhile, Ryan arrived at the house to see Emily. He came straight inside and didn't waste any time getting down to business. He had missed her for so long and had often daydreamed Emily would leave Philip and come running back to him. He had more to offer her now and had established a very lucrative farm worth millions and millions. As they sat and talked, he promised Emily he would take her away from all of this, and he would want her with her without her babies. Emily's mind was so scattered at this point, she wasn't sure what she wanted. She just knew she was tired of this life and needed a fresh start, and maybe Ryan was her way out. They began to dream and make plans, and he even promised to build Emily her dream house on his farm. He told her she would never have to work again and could shop until her heart is content. This all sounded so good to her, but she told Ryan she needed time to think it all through. Little did she know Philip was arriving home. As he neared the front door, he heard talking and laughing from the patio. As he watched and listened, he realized what was happening, and his heart sank. It was then he realized she never loved him and only wanted what she thought he could give her, and the future she thought she'd get by marrying a doctor, not because she loved him. Philip ended up at the local bar, and not long after he arrived, a beautiful brunette named Grace introduced herself. He told her a little about his situation, and she told him of her own, and before long they were feeling like they had known each other a lifetime. They felt very attracted to each other, and though they both knew they shouldn't have, they had an evening they would never forget. Back at home, Elizabeth and Philip didn't get much sleep, as both their minds were somewhere else. The next morning, they both pretended everything was normal and carried on as though nothing had happened at all, but the room was full of the smell of coffee and tension and awkwardness. Emily sat back, shining with the fact that she had a choice, a way out, if she chose to take it. She had no idea Philip knew, and no idea what Philip had done the evening before. Her anger had disappeared, and she was filled with indifference toward Philip, along with excitement for her future. Philip was feeling pretty good himself, knowing what she had done. He could let her go. Hey guys, hit the bell so when the next episode comes up, you'll be notified. Thanks for watching.